Canada, let's do it for the culture. Your music is our music. Relationships, let's talk about it. You trying to connect or reconnect? Canada, let's reconnect.
What's good, everyone? It's your girl, Big Mish, and we have Ellse in the building today. Hello. And of course, we always ask, who is Ellse? Who are you?
Ellse is a Toronto-based artist, audio engineer, videographer, music guy.
So what got you into music?
Honestly, I kind of started making music as like a coping mechanism. Mm-hmm. Like it used to just help me clear my mind. And then I would share it with some of my friends and like, yo, bro, you should drop this stuff. So I just started dropping my music, and then I realized I'd rather pursue this and like actually just try to take it serious, you know? Mm-hmm. So I started rebranding myself and just thinking about how I could like mold myself more into like the artist that I'm trying to let people see, you know, like showcase everything.
So do you remember the first song you actually dropped?
Not the first song. I dropped like a whole project basically. My first project I dropped was like 2012, called The Insert.
And what do you remember from The Insert?
It wasn't that good.
Wasn't that good?
It was okay. You could definitely like see that I was trying to ting, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend anyone to go bump that.
Usually whenever rap is created, I would think that rap is very braggadocious. Why exactly did you think that Insert wasn't good enough?
Well, even like my style of music at the time, I thought it was sick when I dropped it, but like that's like a decade ago of like my own knowledge of growing, of like how I even move as an artist and how I am in the studio and how I mix my music. So the whole sound of it is like me trying to make music versus me making music now, I would say.
How would you describe your sound now?
I would say I'm very melodic. I have fun with auto-tune, and I try to be expressive in my music.
Expressive in what type of
like,
sense?
Like I'll scream on a song, or like in my ad-libs, I might be screaming the whole time.
So it's very interesting that you mentioned that you're melodic. One thing that I realized online is that Tory Lanez did an interview recently, and he did mention that Canada is doing their thing. However, that Canada has a melodic sound to them.
Yeah.
Do you think that melodic sound is the only way to sell in the music industry for Canada?
No, I think it's all about finding like your audience and finding out who you're even trying to cater your music to, and then you'll realize what kind of music they want to hear. So I feel like with Canada, the wave right now is like the gangster music with like melodies. So it's like talking about certain Toronto politics as well as doing something with auto-tune. Like it doesn't even necessarily have to be that melodic. It's like the auto-tune's on, so it's considered melodic. Why
is it that melodic sound with politics sell in the Canadian music industry?
I think one, a lot of people, like the way the Toronto politics are, our city's pretty small in population, I feel. So a lot of people know a lot of details about problems that are happening. And like, there's just so much talking in the streets that you can literally sit down with somebody that maybe is from, let's say, Chesterley or Parma, and you'll just learn stories because that's how fast life is happening. Like, it already happened, you know? So you learn a lot of stories about the different issues, and then to see someone portrayed in the music, and it's like the excitement and the drama of, is he gonna run into the person he's talking about or the people's friends that he's talking about? And that's where it becomes exciting, but they don't realize this is real life for these guys. Like, these guys are literally losing each other. But it's entertainment.
So I'm not saying it's okay for someone to lose their lives over music. But one thing about rap, it has some form of violence in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we had a conversation once about that, about the States, persons who are making violent music, aggressive music. I can give an example, 21 Savage.
Yep.
And right now he's very mainstream. We also have labels like Cash Money and Young Money, and now it's really big. Yeah. Why is it that in Canada, whenever we are talking about music and whenever we're talking about politics, it's a big deal? Why is it that we take it so literal? Or why is it that we think the verbal aggression has to be real? Why is it that is it that whatever is being brought across in the music is not fictional? Why is it that it's real?
I think as like a Canadian, paying attention to American culture, we feel like we have to prove ourselves a lot. even subconsciously, I don't even think that a lot of street niggas will be like, nah, like I'm on this. Like, it's like, fam, why are you dry snitching about yourself? Like, what are you doing? Who are you doing that for? You know? So right now we're in an era where a lot of people are chasing clout, and it's not even necessarily for Toronto. It's not about how sonically good the song is. For like the scene that we're talking about, for the underground rap scene that's becoming mainstream, like the Pressas, the YG, like those kind of guys are at a different level, and it's about what they're talking about a lot more than how it sounds.
So you think the politics is what made them a big deal in the media?
I think if we're looking at the artists from the city that are getting clout right now, a lot of their clout comes from the newspaper. Like from their case, from the case that they beat. You know, so that's where a lot of the attention is like really built on, like, yo, this guy's really in the streets. Like, he is from the trenches. We know this because he got arrested for this and he got arrested for this, and it's just happening to him all the time. So he must really still be over there. You know, it's like, it's like they want to watch reality TV. And it's up to the artists. Our culture is so different than the States that in the States, like, their open gun carrying laws in certain states and stuff is like, it changes how they can move forward with their music. Toronto's not like that. Our laws are different. You will literally get arrested for your music video. Like, that gives them a warrant. So we're still learning. We're just still learning. We're not realizing that our laws don't mesh with the US laws, so we have to kind of balance it differently.
So to me, I think rap can come off as some form of disrespect. One way that I can mention that is, of course, legendary Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
Just the rivalry throughout the whole rap game was very big. They would always throw shade at each other in music. It was always a big deal. And it's always reflected back in this generation. Say, for example, when Meg Thee Stallion got into altercation with Tory Lanez, she created a song called Shots Fire. And she decided to use a sample of Biggie's song to represent herself. Now, another form of disrespect can also be nonverbal. Preem showed up at P. Diddy's birthday party
with the Pac shirt.
With the Pac shirt. And everyone thought that was extremely disrespectful. Why do you think people is still holding on to such a beef that happened so long ago?
I think right now is a very weird generation, like the Gen Z stuff that's going on. Like, everyone's trying to cancel stuff. It's like someone's trying to beat somebody to that subject first. So I don't think it was even really a big deal that he wore the shirt. I don't think he was trying to disrespect anyone. I think he just happened to put on the shirt and then happened to go to that party, you know? And I feel like the way the internet's set up, it's utilized as promo. Like, any drama is like a tactic to promote yourself. So it just became a way, like, us talking about Preem is like promotion for him. Someone's like, wait, that happened? Someone's gonna go search that video. You know what I mean? So it's like, these are all forms of promo. Kanye kind of exploited that whole industry of just like abusing himself, putting himself on blast. He doesn't care how he looks.
That's very interesting that you mentioned that. Why did you say Kanye likes to put himself on blast in the media?
Because he's probably, whatever he's going through, whenever he's going through it, he definitely lets everyone know. Like, it goes on his Twitter. It becomes the promotion for his whole album. You know, like, he became Reborn or whatever happened, and then he did his Jesus album. You know, it's like every move is like almost, it's like the baby's like that too. Anything that happens in his life, he'll use it towards like his next song or his next project as marketing, because that's kind of how people are relating to his music. It's like they're connected because they're connected to everything that's happened in his life. Like that, I think he beat up somebody in a store, and then he did like merchandise for the T-shirt of the guy like laying on the ground. It's promo.
It's almost seen as marketing too.
Exactly.
But not in the best way, I guess.
Well, I guess that's when people say like you sell your soul type of stuff, is like when you're doing this kind of stuff, because where are your morals, right? But with the baby, it's like his kind of situation just happened and then he utilizes them. But some artists definitely are looking to exploit themselves.
Tell us who's your favorite rapper. Who would you say is your favorite rapper?
Right now I'm back to J. Cole because I've been bumping his album a lot.
What did you think about his most recent album?
Yeah, I've been bumping it a lot.
It's really good?
Yeah, honestly, I don't even play the whole album. I think it's Pride is the Devil with Lil Baby. That song's been on repeat for me.
Why is it on repeat for you? What did you like about the song?
The melody. Honestly, my girl thought it was my song at first, like, or she thought it was like not my song, but like maybe this is a song I was working on or something. And then she started listening to the song. It's like, it's just a vibe that fits like my whole sound. I feel like that's like what I enjoy.
Now that you actually mentioned your girl, just briefly,
Yeah.
what do you believe in? Do you believe in polygamy or monogamy?
Okay, that was quick. I believe in monogamy. It depends. Like, what do you mean?
So,
I believe in monogamy.
so you believe in marriage. Do
Yeah.
you believe that living with someone is the same thing as basically getting married?
No, only because there is like just a lot of pressure from the paperwork of getting married, I think. So it could change an environment, but it's definitely like the stepping stones to it.
Why is there a stepping stone?
I feel like you're learning a lot about your partner, that these are things that you're going to need to know when you live with them anyways. So I feel like the whole like living together out of wedlock is like not really a big deal, because it's a learning moment for you to build with your partner. And if you are learning about them, then you'll know if this is going to work or not.
So you believe if you live with someone, basically you will know the person way better versus someone who's living
You become
outside
Bati
the
and
home.
Bench. You have to, because you do everything together. So like, you'll learn if you can handle their presence, anything. If you can't handle their presence for a week, it's like, how could you marry them? You know what I mean? It's like, how could you even deal with that? I know somebody that just moved in with the girl, and he like, I don't know, he got like kind of finessed mentally, you know?
Why do you
And
think you got finessed mentally?
she needed to have her rent covered, so he was like, it was an opportunity. He thought they were gonna get to know each other, and then he was like sleeping on the couch, so he felt this. But yeah, he learned very quick he don't want to be there no more, you know? So, and he said he learned that within like the first like 2 days.
So do you believe that you have to live with someone first before you get married?
I don't think you have to. Everybody has their own comfort. Like some people like the privacy and they like the opportunity to meet up. And I don't know. For me personally, I feel like once you decide to take somebody serious, you could try living with them, because you're going to have to try coexisting eventually. So it doesn't hurt to kind of get a head start on that before you do things that are expensive that you'll literally regret.
So psychologists would say that you would more than likely get married if you come from a married home. Do you believe in that, or do you believe that you've seen a single home and in the future the children ended up getting married?
I don't even know like how many married homes I know, to be honest. So I'm not even sure. I just know a lot of single people with kids, and I know a lot of young people trying to figure it out. But I know like I probably went to 2 weddings, so it's not that much.
So
I would, based on your question, based on psychology, I would say that there's a very low rate in single parent households, I guess, children being married.
So say, for example, someone is growing up with their mother alone or growing up with their father alone. Do you believe that there is some form of a reflection of aggression? So say, for example, the father is missing in someone's life. Do you think that that could be the reason why a child is brought up differently? If a young boy is brought up with only his mother, he doesn't understand anything pertaining to a father. Do you think that it would affect him in the future as a man?
Again, I feel like it's super opinionated. Only like my experience, I feel like I learned a lot from growing up with like 2 women in my household, my mom and my aunt. So I feel like I learned a lot from a woman's perspective, enough to like easily respect women. Whereas I feel like if you grow up in a household mainly men, like you most likely will miss a lot of things that you don't learn. Like even like growing up, you're like, because my mom was single, she would go on dates and then she'd come home and roast the guy like, oh, this guy was a loser. I'm like, holy, I don't want to ever be like roasted like that. I just want to take a girl out. Like if I have to, like, I started paying attention. It's like you see a guy calling a girl all the time, girl doesn't want to talk. It's like chances are she just doesn't want to talk, bro. You know, it's like you learn those things by growing up with women though, not with guys.
Why is it that you learned those things through women and not guys?
Because guys have no idea. We're literally just doing our thing and hoping for the best. And then by growing up around women, even if like I never had sisters, but I know people that have sisters that I feel like they also understand women a lot. And I feel like it's because of the fact that you get to witness from another perspective that's a gender that you can't relate to.
Speaking of a gender that you cannot relate to,
You're
Father's
waiting for me
Day.
to say a word, eh?
No, not at all. We're just getting into it. So Father's Day, we just experienced that on Sunday. There are times on social media I would see persons post their mother on Father's Day, and they would basically say that the mother represents Father's Day as a father figure in their life. Do you think it's fair for persons to be posting their mother on Father's Day, or should we give men their flowers on that day?
1,000% it's fair.
Why do you think it's fair?
If I grew up with only a father and he was an amazing father, on Mother's Day I would post my father. I feel like it's only right because if that person was that valuable in your life for you to feel like that, post them. I feel like I grew up with only my mom, so I don't even we just don't even really consider Father's Day. Like it happens, but it's like, yeah, you know. So
Why is it that you don't consider Father's Day?
Like in elementary school I had to, but then growing up is like literally you're my mom, so we'll just definitely do something for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna move to our favorite topic, which is reconnect or connect. Who would you want to reconnect with in the industry?
I was on the phone with Biz Loke the other day, so I would say him. Get in the studio with him would be good.
Why would it be good to link up with Bizloke?
He just has a different energy. He has a different energy, and his hunger for like when he's creating music, he's super passionate. It's good. It's like there's certain energy you want to be in a studio with that will keep you motivated to even work on music. And he definitely.
Why would you say he's very motivating?
Just his energy. Like he'll lose his voice by the end of the session, as long as he gets to make one good song.
That is really good.
So it's like watching him record is like I don't even record that aggressive, you know, but to see like how he layers his vocals and stuff, it's like he has a very specific path that he wants for his voice, and he's very particular, and he'll sit down and be like, okay, we got to do this. Like I don't know what it is, but I want this part louder, like things like that. So I rather work with somebody like that, and then like he needs to drop more music and he needs to get out. He's in the bin right now, so it would just be more entertaining to have him on the road.
So just to make the conversation a little bit more different today, we're not going to be taking out a video. However, I would like for you to tell me who would you want to reconnect with that you think would not reconnect with you, or for some strange reason in the industry or in the media it would be probably disrespectful to probably link up, or you probably think that they're just unable to reach out to you. Who would you want to reconnect with that has not tried to reach out to you?
That has not tried to reach out to me. Honestly, I don't really have like ops or nothing. Like I have people that I don't really care about that don't really care about me, but I wouldn't want to reconnect with them. Hey dog. Hey dog. I know. I don't even know. I was gonna say Yvie. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, nobody would know who he is. He hasn't released any music. Yvie. So there's an artist I used to work with, Scotty Audi. His little brother, super talented guy, and he's like his energy is also amazing in the studio.
What makes him so talented?
He doesn't write. So like in the studio, he has to catch the vibe, and if it's the beat that he likes, he just goes in, and then we figure it out, and we just patch it together, and it works out.
So we recently did an interview with one of our guests, and he gave us an inside scoop that, you know, lyrically inclined, they usually have a platform where persons are freestyling, but there are times where the recording is pre-recorded and it's sent in for submission.
1,000%.
Do you think that if a Canadian artist went into the booth and they were challenged to freestyle, do you think there's any Canadian artist who's capable of actually freestyling on the beat, just raw with no paper in front of them?
Yeah.
Name a few. Name three if you could.
Artists that I know. Okay, I recorded Northside Benji, and he was on the spot freestyler too. He definitely it wasn't like we were in there for an hour. You know, he was just on the spot, came up with his idea, and it came together quick. trying to think.
Do you remember what exactly was special about that flow? Probably the lyrics that caught you.
Honestly, it was just my first. I only did one session with him, so I was just like happy to work with him at the time, and I was just impressed that he sounded as good as his records. You know, oftentimes I'm an audio engineer, so you know I get to see the gritty. I get to see like all the fix-ups that we have to do on songs. So with his voice, it's like we chose a key of auto-tune, and he was good. It wasn't really, I didn't have to do much. So, and I don't know. I don't even know exactly what the flow was. I don't think they even released a song, but it was a good flow. It was a good flow.
What would you say? Do a freestyle.
LB Spiffy used to basically freestyle actually too. Like he kind of like freestyles his songs. A lot. He goes by Bushman. I was gonna say Tro Spiffy. Bushman. I used to record him a lot, and he's an artist that bangs out his songs on the spot. Like he likes to, either he'll write it and go in and punch in, or like he'll stay in the booth and he'll figure it out. So I feel like if he chose to not make it a song that he's writing, he could easily freestyle in the booth.
When was the last time you made music? Your last single?
The last like song I worked on?
Yes.
Probably a few days ago, maybe.
And what is the song called?
Dilemma.
Dilemma. What was special about Dilemma? What was different about Dilemma?
Dilemma I actually did while training an engineer, and so it was an on-the-spot song. I didn't really hear the beat before, but I don't know, the beat just has like a West Coast feel to it, so it kind of caught my attention. And I would say just the song was kind of right in itself. Like,
so I thought you were going to mention your collab with Jeezy Loc.
He's going to be on this song, though.
Yes, okay.
So the latest song that I released, would be Hell and Back.
Yes, Hell and Back.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Jeezy Loc?
It's hilarious. Jeezy Loc's actually hilarious. He'll probably be mad. You know, he's a gangster guy. No, I'm joking. Mm-hmm. No, he's actually super chill. And we have a very easy chemistry. And that's why everybody thinks that we might be related or something.
Would you consider him your best friend? I know the last time you were coming to this is the first time anyone is going to get this scoop, but you were actually in the room with us.
Yeah.
Would you consider him your best friend, or would you say
he's definitely a close friend? He's definitely a very close friend. It's crazy. I haven't actually known him that long, like in person. I met him through another rapper from Parma, Oxnap, Free Oxnap. And yeah, like we just stayed in contact, and then we started finally working together after I left the studio. I kind of vanished for a bit, and then Oxnap got in touch with me, and we ran some sessions. And I think it's because Jeezy's from my era. We're, you know, low-key, we're old niggas, so we can relate to each other. We grew up in like the same era. We actually grew up in the same era, so it's a lot easier for me to relate. And I don't know, it's easy to work with. Like he comes to the studio prepared. He knows what he wants to work on. You know, he's another artist that's very well equipped when he comes to the studio. He's like, I have 2 songs to work on, and then, you know, we'll fuck around and just run beats and see what we could do with the last track for like the last hour, whatever it is, you know? So the Hell and Back is a song that we recorded on the spot. And the beat, I think it was a beat pack that I might have had. I can't remember. We found the beat somewhere. And we kind of just slopped our verses together, and then it came out, and it worked out. Okay.
So say, for example, whenever you walk in the booth, what form of advice would you give a rapper walking into the booth for a couple times? They probably might get demotivated if they don't see numbers, or they don't see enough views, or if they don't get the love and support from everyone. What would be your advice every time they step into the booth?
Invest as much money into your music recording as you can into your marketing. Okay. Like, it costs money to get your music in front of people's eyes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So everyone, thank you for reconnecting with us.